Artie Quitter podcast. Dan, when Dan's in charge of the TV, there's either a Cub game on or an insanely liberal.
Oh, stop!
Like Don Lemon. You love it. Don Lemon's a gay black man. Is he out of the closet, or you just know him from the meetings?
Yes, he's out.
Yeah. I did a show with him. It was me and John Fugelsang talked about the Trevor Noah controversy. Jon Stewart was replaced by an underwear model. Two comedians here with me tonight, Dave Juskow and Joe Matarese. Has either of you seen a Trevor Noah show?
Not
No.
once.
It's if you Googled direct opposite of funny, his show would pop up. The jokes are just flat. He can't tell a joke. I mean, who the fuck? I mean, how many South African guys are we going to give shows to? And that Corden guy, his signature bit.
He's blowing them all away. Even though whatever his bits are, we don't like them. The people love him.
Who are you talking about?
Corden, you're talking about.
Yeah, Corden.
Yeah, Corden's doing well.
He is such a. I mean, can he just come out already and just go, listen? My wife can just. You're off the hook, honey.
He doesn't have to come out.
You can stop the charade.
He's out.
I mean, yeah. His bit is he sings car karaoke with like women, like they sing "I Will Survive" and "It's Raining Men."
Did you see what he did last night?
No, I can predict it though.
He had Tom Cruise was on, and they
Of course he
redid all their movies. It took like 9 minutes
I'd like him to redo the auditions
in front of a green street.
Let's redo the auditions for all those movies. Tom Cruise, another creep.
Yeah.
He's jumping up and down on Oprah's couch because he's fucking Katie Holmes. Give me a break.
Ugh.
Like, I mean, what's that guy's deal?
Well, we don't even know if they were fucking.
You're that? Yeah. Well, they had a kid, right? Is that there?
I guess. Yeah, but I think they had a kid like in Rosemary's Baby. You know.
Oh. Well, wow. There's an
some
accusation.
sort of ceremony of some
Bleep that
sort.
out. He's litigious. That guy. He'll sue you.
Yeah.
I made a joke. The first
hope
show
he does.
The first show I was on Howard. I made a joke. That's how I found that out. Howard bleeped it. The first time I ever got bleeped. And I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "No, he sued you, man." He had just married Nicole Kidman. And I said, Nicole Kidman, Australian for beard. And it was
And
like
he
the
cut
best
it
joke.
out?
It was the best joke I made to that point. I said, I'm not getting better than that, dude.
And everybody knows it, too.
You're not
It's
looking at
like-
Mitch Hedberg here. And I said, he goes, I had a bleep. And I go, why? Because he sues Tom Cruise. And
Really?
he was afraid.
Has he won for those? You went.
I think he's afraid if you don't sue, it's like, you're probably true, So I think he's afraid he just sues everybody because.
Can you imagine the suit because you said beard and the way you even said it? It's
Well,
like
it implies he's gay.
Right. No, I know it implies, but you call me that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You're not Tom Cruise, dicklick.
Guys, yeah, that's true.
Oh, wait, yeah.
But guys call their friends gay all
Right,
the time.
all the
That's
time.
thing.
Absolutely. Well, you got that great joke, with the fact, that's true. I mean, have you tried telling that joke recently? I'm curious. You got that great joke that Hangover stole.
I tell it sometimes. It pops back up sometimes.
Well, and do these young people get mad at it?
Occasionally, even though it doesn't mean gay, it just means like.
Right, exactly. It's a great joke, and it's real. It's honest.
I told you,
Well, tell it
Rosie
here.
O'Donnell got mad at me.
What's the joke?
Do you want to tell it here or no?
Well, I think the more interesting thing for your show is how Rosie O'Donnell was in the crowd.
Well, we have to hear the joke.
Well, the
though.
joke is how my wife's such a good listener. It's frustrating. When I went to a bachelor party in Vegas and I had to make the check-in call. 3 seconds into the call, she goes, "You don't sound like yourself." I go, "Maybe that's because 9 of my friends are in the other room yelling faggot."
The only thing wrong with that joke is only 9 friends. I mean, come on. That's a great joke because it's a great joke. Exactly because it's just honest. It's what happens.
Yes.
I mean, James Corden's probably not one of the 9 guys. He was probably the stripper.
But Rosie O'Donnell went on after
kidding me.
at the Broadway Comedy Club, and I didn't know she was in the crowd.
That's all you need.
And
She was the crowd.
and shit on me for like 15 straight minutes.
You know-
Said, how could I do that? I'm obviously not a professional comedian.
Well, obviously, I am, Rosie.
What?
I can't believe she used to be one of us. You know, like it's just so.
That makes me so sad because I know
cool.
because she was nice to me in my time of need. She actually mentioned my name a couple times, and I shit all over her my second act right before that happened. But I guess nobody showed her that.
She was really funny in her day. You know, she was a good stand-up comic.
Stop it.
Before she came out and did all this, she was a very good stand-up comic.
Dan, did you listen to the whole Trump thing tonight? Because he made a Rosie O'Donnell joke. That was
Well,
actually funny.
there's what Joe's talking about is this thing called the Al Smith dinner at the Waldorf Astoria, which is, first of all, it's crazy. Think about the schedule Trump and Hillary Clinton have had for the last year and a half. You know, as comics, when we were younger and you're not used to doing gigs, if you get a gig like I remember I got the Hugh Hefner roast. I was preoccupied for 2 months. That's all I thought about. And these guys, they got the debate. The next night they put a suit, get on a plane. They got the suit and tie. They got the Al Smith dinner. Tomorrow there's 2 more debates. You got to really be jaded. And as you get older, as a comic, you get used to these gigs more, and you could do them in a 48-hour period. Well, you were involved too because you did one of the gigs with me. I played Carnegie Hall. I co-hosted Stern twice because it was my job, and I did Letterman. Like any one of those things back in the day, you couldn't talk to me for 2 weeks. But I somehow did it because you're used to it. You get used to the job. Right. There for the last year and a half, they have had high pressure gigs, and I mean, what Trump proves in gigs like this is he. Again, I golf with the guy. He's a funny motherfucker. He's a fun guy to hang out with.
You think about that; they're also both 70.
That's another good point.
I know.
She had pneumonia. Yes. What doctor says, okay, you're 70, sweetie. When you get over pneumonia, run for president. You know, when my mother had glaucoma, she's fine and everything, but she'll be in bed for the rest of her life. I'm wondering, $1,200 for a nurse a week out of my pocket. But, it really is impressive. That alone is impressive, what they're doing. And
well, it stays that when you become president. It's not like it gets easy when you become president. Forget it. I would never want to. It would be impossible.
It actually ramps up. And so after that insane debate, I mean, when did somebody say, a woman never ran, but Trump at one point goes, such a nasty woman.
That was great.
Mean, that is so funny. Such a nasty woman. Her kid is sitting right there. So, but I didn't realize you had to get on a plane and go to this Al Smith dinner. Al Smith was a guy, he was the governor of New York in the early 1900s. And he was a classic Irish, New Yorker. He grew up on the Lower East Side. He grew up I know all this because I watched the New York documentary 50 times. That came out 15 years ago. Ken Burns' brother did it. Not Ken Burns, but it's so wonderfully done. I don't know how long it takes to do that. It was a 10-hour documentary. But there's 2 hours dedicated to Al Smith. And he had a lot to do with the shaping of New York City. So he's
that guy Robert Moses.
Well, later he was a city planner later who basically gave us Shea Stadium, another one of the landmarks. But he basically was responsible for sending letters to families in the Bronx saying, get ready, your house is being bulldozed because we're putting in something called the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. I mean, people hated his guts because families were displaced. They got a letter from Robert Moses, and he said,
that guy was ruthless.
Yeah, we need you out in 10 days.
He hated Central Park. He wanted to just bulldoze that, too.
He didn't like any artistic shit. He thought it was a waste of space. We need he wanted to put projects there.
Well, that's the most famous beach in Long Island, also the Robert Moses Beach.
Yeah, he was they had a name shit after him because he stopped a lot of traffic. Think about the problem, though. New York City happens, right? And then the industrial age comes about. And all of a sudden, there's cars. Now what do we do? People are now driving all over the place. It's a massive issue. And this guy was smart enough to figure it out, but he made the city uglier, But his argument was, what do you want me to do? There's people, there's ambulances, we need to do something here. And he just plowed. If he had his way, you're right, Central Park, he would have just plowed through it.
He was going to build an expressway right through Central Park. I saw some special on
hilarious.
it. Yeah.
Like a highway.
Yeah. He was a real guy. He just had no sentimentality. You guys got to move. And he did. He plowed right through these people's homes, and he built the LIE, the Brooklyn Queens. He built the tunnels. He laid it all out. And Shea Stadium was his Coliseum. That was his project, and he loved it. And
When did most of those places get around when?
60s, early
50s,
60s. Yeah, late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
Because that's what the World's Fair happened. And you know, all that stuff by Shea Stadium with the big globe and everything. They kept that there. And Shea Stadium, he goes, we're going to build it right next for the Olympics. He wanted the Olympics. And the Mets moved in. And then the Jets. And, I mean, did you go to Shea ever?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah,
it was a dump.
Dave, you can't defend Shea Stadium, can you?
I like Shea
As a
Stadium.
Met fan.
I like
You liked it?
I didn't.
It smelled like old
my
hot
God.
dogs,
It
like rotten
smells-
hot
it
dogs.
really
I always
did.
liked it. I mean, I didn't hate it. The City Field's unbelievable, but Shea Stadium was okay.
is.
I never had a problem with it.
I have great memories of City Field because of Gary's pitch.
Oh my God, that
That's
was
the greatest thing
The
ever.
best is seeing you on the side when he's
I was
there,
in back of
and
him.
You were trying to be a supporter, and there's nothing you could do.
No, I couldn't
When the
stop
pitch was the worst pitch of all time, and I'll never forget watching it. You know, watching that game, they didn't show the pitch, but in the sixth inning, they finally showed it,
Yeah.
and all I see is you on the right hand side going like, "Oh, the poor kid."
Oh, I couldn't stop. Well, then I started laughing. I barreled over laughing. I'm in the shot laughing.
Yeah.
He,
It's amazing.
there was a security guard there, a guy named Charlie, who sounded like what Al Smith probably sounded. He was about 60 years old, and he goes, Artie, what's he going to do? Is he going to throw a good pitch, Artie? He said to me, he goes, that's the gayest thing I ever saw, and I once saw a guy such a tack. I said that the next Monday on Howard. Howard laughed for 2 days.
But that pitch,
The guy was just, I mean, you know, what else are you going to say?
The best part was also that, you know, if you listen to Howard, the month beforehand, the going to
build-up.
a therapist, right? The build-up and then the complete mental breakdown.
Well,
It's
it is hard.
fascinating.
I threw out the first pitch twice out of a Newark Bears semi-pro game. And look, especially if you build yourself as an athlete, there is pressure, man. Because if you throw a shitty pitch, you know, that's all people have documented
Right.
for 15 years of you playing real ball. I threw a strike both times.
Unless you're
Well, I
80,
I
though.
believe that there's pressure. I'm just saying it's
No,
just,
but the thing is that Newark Bears is not Yankee Stadium. It's not your favorite team. There's a real game going
right,
on.
but that's the other thing too. In front of his kids.
And his kids were there. I mean, I said that's the day those kids found out they had two mommies. It was endless. The kid, but his little boy, Lucas, his little boy came out there. He was 10 years old and said, Artie, don't make fun of my father. That's what he said. I said, I promise I won't. And then, of course, I said, listen, on the radio, I said, listen, Lucas, you got a life lesson. This is my job. Howard looked at me and said, you know, Artie, you were there, right? What I was going to defend them? You know, and again, that's the other thing about Gary. Gary got mad at me for that. He thought that was out of line because of the kids. I said, Gary, let me tell you something.
Mad at you?
You've played 15 straight voicemails of me dying from heroin withdrawal. Yeah, I could see the 14th one. Okay, the 15th one, you think you'd have went. You know what? I'm not going to give Howard this one. Maybe I go. Oh, you're a buddy. Everything all right? You sound like you're going to die. Can I send you like some aspirin or something? No. Instead, you fucking sell your soul to the devil and you give them. That's fine. Okay, and then you throw out a first pitch like one of the Olsen twins, and I'm not allowed to fucking goof on it. Piece of shit. This Al Smith guy, he is one of the most important figures in the history of New York City, but it's also the first time snobs sort of pushed the guy away. He was the governor, and then he went up to Albany, and the people up in Albany were these like Elliot Spitzer types, really snobby, waspy people. And he sounded like me, I guess. But and he would tell stories, and they kind of were grossed out by him. And when he ran for president, none of them supported him. None of them. They sort of turned, and he really felt hurt by it. They turned his back on him. He was the type of guy where his father was a construction worker working on the Brooklyn Bridge. And one Sunday, when the bridge was just about done, there was a walkway across the river. This is something my father would have done. That's why I get almost teary-eyed when I tell his story. He said, come on, we're going to walk across the bridge. And he walked across an illegal plank that you weren't supposed to go on to the other side and back. Wow. And he tells, he was 10 years old, Al Smith. And he goes, me and my father were the first two people to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. And, you know, those were the type of stories he told. And these waspy guys thought he was just a criminal. And he felt betrayed, but he had a lot of power with the people, and he was going to raise a real stink. And they put him in charge. They go, what do you want to do? He said, I want to build the tallest building in the world. And they put him in charge of the Empire State Building, and that's his baby. If you Google like the opening day, it's Al Smith with a big cigar and a big nose. You look like Jimmy Durante, and Roosevelt, President Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, who was as condescending as you could be. He was one of those guys who hated him. But they're
He was the
together.
governor of New York too, right?
Roosevelt
Before
was. Yeah. Both Roosevelts, and he and he's there cutting the ribbon, and it's like the biggest smile on his fucking face, and he got the building built. We're looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. Even back then, like, what was that? What year? The 30s?
1931 is.
Isn't that unbelievable? You see all those old photos of that too. I know you're fascinated by it too.
Well, listen, the fucking thing got built in 14 months because it was the Depression. No, everybody was out of work,
Yeah.
so these guys needed jobs. In 1 week, 14 floors got built. And they would get Joe. They would get the fucking steel
From Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, it would get in a truck. They would get out of this Pittsburgh steel mill, which is a 6-hour drive. We've done it. And, they would get in the truck. They would get it to the Hudson River, like right here. They would put it on a fucking barge, right across, get it on another truck, drive it to fucking 34th and 5th Avenue. They would put it up. Sometimes the construction guys were putting up, it was still warm from the fucking
Wow.
Holy
the
shit.
steel, and they told about the rivets just tightened up immediately because how warm the steel was.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
And
Because
they-
nowadays, I mean, geez. I
Well,
mean,
listen, union guys, how long would they stretch that job nowadays? They fucking rush.
well, I know
3-4
from
years.
like living in the suburbs, like they had to put like a new like little sidewalk to get into the park. I swear to God,
Right.
it took 2 months
That's unbelievable.
just to do one little like
Look,
steps.
I'm a union
8
guy.
steps.
I'm a union guy. I've been, I'm pro-union, believe me. But unions, in a lot of ways, they were very needed when they became about. But Jimmy Hoffa was a hero to those guys. But then people took advantage of the power, and
Well, they don't move slow. What I notice is
Some of them
they
don't.
work for a
Yeah.
day and then they don't come back for 3 weeks, and then they work for a day and then they come back 2 months after that.
I worked construction as a 17-year-old. My uncle got me this job, and I guess I was moving a little too quick. This 50-year-old guy said, he went, hey, Nehemiah. Remember Ronaldo Nehemiah?
Nehemiah.
That's what he called me.
Nehemiah.
The first guy who's ever called me something. I'm moving sheetrock through. He goes, hey, Nehemiah. I got a kid going to college. I got a kid going to college. I saw it for some reason they named this dinner after Al Smith, and it's roasts are like, there's too much roasting going on now, by the way. Every young comic has a roast battle, and everybody's writing let's calm down with the roasting. People think it's a way to become a star now. Good joke writers write jokes, and Martha Stewart kills. I mean, how do you feel good about being a comedian when Martha Stewart's the funniest person? But that's what these are. Trump roasts her. And it's so terrible now, the hatred. It is interesting. It's awful. Did you watch any clips of it?
I watched Trump's entire speech. He was very, very funny at the beginning and very self-deprecating.
But it's a very liberal room.
What was the Rosie joke that he did about Hillary?
He said that he's starting to like Rosie better. In fact, he likes Rosie more now because of Hillary.
because
He did the great. It's a Christian thing. That's why Al Smith, the first Christian to run that.
Catholic.
That's why.
It's Catholic.
The first Catholic. So the Monsignor, what the fuck they call him?
Dolan.
Cardinal Dolan. He was there, and Trump again. He has to be. It's a joke, but part of him really has an ego. He compares himself to Jesus. He goes, "You guys would probably love me because I started out as a carpenter working for my dad." And everybody laughed and go, "Wait, did he just call himself Jesus Christ?"
That's funny.
He was a real carpenter.
Who do you think wrote who was his writer?
I don't know. They would probably call a guy like Jeff Ross. We probably know. Wouldn't you call a guy who's the best at it, supposedly?
Yeah, I bet Jeff Ross wrote for Trump.
It's too liberal for them to call Nick.
Hillary had some good ones.
Yeah, Hillary was. Well, you know what? You could tell she's not as good at it,
No.
and she kind of some tanked. Nothing really killed. But listen, she did a Giuliani joke, and they cut to Giuliani. He was not there to have fun. I've never seen a more evil. Giuliani looked like fucking Rex Marshall Goering or Goebbels. He looked like he's like, yeah, keep it up. He looked like he wanted to kill her. Murderous. And why would you go to that dinner if that's how you feel? I mean, come on. You're going to get fucked with. Anyway.
What was it? She had one good one making fun of herself, and I don't remember
I
what
think
it was.
she had a couple of good ones, but I don't think she was great at telling them. They were written well.
Trump had a great one on Melania. It was so
About
funny.
the speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it
He
was
said,
so funny.
he said, I don't understand. Everybody likes when Michelle Obama makes her speeches. My wife makes the same speech. Nobody likes it. And that's really self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Trump's best thing is cutting to that daughter of his. She's fucking perfect looking. She's perfect looking. And so's that fucking son of his. Jesus. But the son is like the JFK, and they have a Ted Kennedy. Eric's like Ted Kennedy. When he does interviews, he gets that white stuff on his lip. It's grotesque. He says amazing 53 times.
Yeah, his daughter is perfect, and now she's converted to Judaism, so she's perfect.
Well, yeah, because she married a Jew, right?
I can't even believe it.
Jared Kushner or something?
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think Trump likes that because it's the Rainbow Coalition. His family's like a Coors Light commercial. I'm not racist. I'm not anti-Semitic. So anyway. So, Dave, first of all, congratulations on another great football show.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
That was fun, man.
It was fun, and people seem to like it. So
yeah.
Who
are they?
I don't know. I mean, we went to the cellar after, and people were really complimentary about
three
it.
separate people called me and said that the cellar was abuzz with it. So
I'm so glad. I'm not exact. I don't know what we did differently, but I know people really liked it.
What do you guys cover the 4:00 games?
No, we just get up there.
What the hell's he talking about?
Football. He says that's a good question. It's a football.
How is that a good question? We cover the 4:00 games. What does that mean?
I think your show's at 6:30, so I'm guessing
it's an afternoon show.
Pardon Joe for not knowing everything about your football show.
No, I saw the Comedy Cellar website. It said that you and Artie did a 6:30 football show, so I figured you must have games on
Tuesday.
Oh, it's on a Tuesday. I think it was on a Sunday.
No, it was a Tuesday night. We get bumped for like every fucking 28-year-old broad with 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So what do you do on the show? Do you talk about
Dave?
Do you have clips you show, or do you?
We got clips.
Dave shows slides of his personal life, and I
show stills.
I get up there. I give people their money back. That's my business.
What do you
It's
do?
a slideshow. I'm not kidding.
No, it's
a
joke.
slideshow. And I get up there and I go, Dave, you realize it's still $14 for a bottle of roll, right? You're showing you at a Met game.
I like to show things of what I did that weekend.
But what makes you think anybody wants to see that?
It's only funny because you make fun of it. That's what makes
we didn't rehearse that. I had to call that audible.
I know. Well, then the next time,
You got Lenny. What's his name?
Marcus.
Lenny Marcus. He's got a stack of stats about the Jet secondary. This big. Are we going to get to all of that, Len? I mean, that's overkill. And then Rachel was on the first one, Rachel Feinstein.
Yeah.
And you had a puppet that you had a puppet called Lacey.
Right, Mr. Lacey.
Who was a deflated football. Now, was that a reference to the Tom Brady thing?
No, it was just that was an accident by the puppeteer.
Didn't you think that would? But didn't you think that would come up? I mean, a deflated football.
That was the first time I saw the football. She didn't have it finished in time. The eyebrows were supposed to move. That didn't work.
Wow.
These
something didn't work. Welcome to the fucking parade.
So I had to get rid of it this time,
but
and then Bichetti canceled.
Bichetti canceled. That's how.
Because he had appendicitis. He said
he might actually. He goes, "I have stomach issues." Like, there's a bullet in.
Yeah.
Artie, are you sitting down? I completed my sizzle reel. Actual voicemail.
Are you sitting?
I said, listen, Mike, you and the word sizzle should never be. You're not sizzling. He got mad at me. Mike Bichetti did not talk to me for 3 months because I made a joke where I said, I goofed. I shouldn't have done this, but I said that, KFC called. They want you to be in the new campaign. They're adding a 80-piece bucket of chicken, and they want you to be in it. You're the principal. You're the main person. He goes, really? And I said, yeah. When he got on the show, I said, here are the details. Your head is going to play the bucket. Artie, are you joking? I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. So that's the level of pull you have. Mike Bichetti's canceling.
Yeah, it's bad.
And he did Kevin Brennan's podcast like a half hour before.
Yep, I was pretty angry.
Well, maybe he was all wittied out. Anyway, let's take a break. I'll go move my car. Oh, I got cut out of Jerry Maguire. I got that voicemail while I'm in an orange jumpsuit in fucking LA County Jail. I checked my voicemail because I thought a bookie was going to call me. And first fucking thing, I'm online in LA County. I told everybody in the world I'm in Jerry Maguire. Cameron Crowe. Artie, Cameron Crowe. How you doing, buddy? Listen, bad news. The scene didn't work out. And, nothing you did. It just didn't work out. And maybe we'll work on something else, but you're not in the movie.
I think that was nice of him to call
I was gonna
personally,
say
though,
that.
in a way. I mean,
Well, he
Do
said
most
that-
directors call when you're getting cut out?
I don't think
No,
so.
he said maybe we'll work down the road, and I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I think most
That was
directors,
1996.
I think you usually find out when you see the film.
I said, listen, well, next time we see him, I go, you told me we'd work again. There were a bunch of stuff in Vanilla Sky. I could have played the guy at the end who tells him it's all bullshit. That creep.
I auditioned for Vanilla Sky.
Would you, for what?
I met Cruz on the audition.
For the Jason Lee part?
No, a small part that they didn't even make the movie.
Well, again, my part, it's hard. I was there for 2 14-hour days. It's like, it really is like, you're just not in it. It just didn't work.
That sucks. What was your part, by the way? I know that
The part where the scene where Tom Cruise gets punched by her, Kelly Preston.
Yeah. And they're in the she's handing out the sports stuff.
Draft, yeah. They had a Chris Berman lookalike, by the way, for the draft. It was unbelievable. It had to look like the draft. So the L.A. Hilton masqueraded for the Garden over here, or Radio City. So they made it look exactly like the draft, and they get into a fight, and Kelly Preston punches him. Right before she punches him, I play an annoying radio guy who comes up and says, "Hey, you guys go to the Cuervo volleyball game later?" And Tom Cruise looks at me and he says, "Fuck off" to me, which is, he's being funny in it. And I go, "Okay, I'm out of here," and I leave. But I had a couple of paragraphs of dialogue. It's a story. It's in my book. The first time I did it, I studied that script so to the letter because I was so nervous, and I did it to the T. And it says pause. It says pause in the script, and I paused. And I came in, and I thought I nailed the first one. And Tom Cruise, that real military, like, let's go snowboarding, faggot, fucking shit. Like, could you come in quicker, please?
Really?
In front of the whole crew. Yelled at me, could you come in? And it's in the fucking script. So everybody, the camera guy, oh Christ, what the fuck? And Cameron Crowe could not be fucking cooler. He like immediately diffused the whole thing. He ran over to me and he said, "Listen, I'll talk to him." He talked to Tom Cruise. I explained to him in the script, just do it the way he wants to. He goes, "Fuck the pause." I go, "Okay." Next time I didn't do the pause, I did it well, and Tom Cruise goes, "Thank you."
Really?
What a robot.
Respect the cock.
I am exact Magnolia.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I worked 2 14-hour days afoot from Kelly Preston and Tom Cruise. They did not acknowledge my existence. I was a foot from them. I heard their conversation. Are you going to the barbecue?
Oh, that sucks.
And I don't really care that much.
No, but I know what
He's
you're talking
4'11". Tom Cruise.
Yeah, no, he's really tiny.
And when he got mad at me, is Dave agreeing with everything I'm saying? When'd you meet Tom Cruise?
No, I wasn't talking about that. I didn't meet Tom Cruise.
Well, how do you know he's 4'11"?
Oh, I know he's really tiny. Most of the leading men in Hollywood are tiny.
Yeah, he's
just-
about
just
5'4".
put
I
a-
met him once.
You put in a period in every sentence. He is tiny. When did you meet him?
I met him at that audition.
Oh, that's you read with him.
No, because I think I told this story in your podcast.
I don't
once.
remember that.
I was moving to Los Angeles the day of the callback.
Right.
So I had requested to be the first read of the day.
Okay.
And he read with everybody but me. Oh. And he was coming in when I was leaving.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was opening the door and he was coming in and we were face to face for like a weird second. My
awkward.
headphones are cooking in and out of my ear. Okay, yeah, it was
That is-
awkward.
it's very
and I was like, "Hey," because you
I
ever?
mean, it's the biggest movie star in the world.
Well, you think you know them because
Right,
when
right.
you see someone that famous,
Right.
you swear you went to high school with them.
And then you realize
Right,
you
it's
didn't. But he is he's not personable. In other words, there's nothing about him. Like he's not homosexual. He's asexual. Like he just doesn't come off as a human being. And again, he high fives you a little too hard. And I don't want to hang out with you. And you're a movie star. I guess I could say this. I'll probably never see him again. But Chris O'Donnell's another one. I got a part playing his best friend in a movie, and I moved to L.A., and I'm in the hotel, and my agent calls me and goes, "Hey, Chris O'Donnell's going out to get ice cream with his fiance, and he thinks it'd be good if you guys hang out and go get ice cream with him." And I blew him off. I didn't.
By accident or on purpose?
No, on purpose. I said, I called my buddy DJ. I said I had to talk to him about it. So I said, DJ, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm avoiding a movie star. I think going to get ice cream with it sounds like the most boring night of all time.
Was that The Bachelor or something?
Yeah,
right?
The Bachelor, which literally is background noise. But it's been on a lot, right? I got
it's
money.
on like every 2 minutes on cable.
Huge residual checks for that.
I was thinking how much your residuals would have been if that scene was in Jerry Maguire.
Well,
how much do you think?
I still get them because because technically you see an arm of mine in it, and I was a SAG actor and I worked. So I'm not in the credit, but I do get some residuals. I got like $800 checks out of nowhere for a few years, and that's not being in it.
Wow.
But Elf, I for a while, those checks, I got to look into that too. They're not coming. Elf was a Christmas bonus for a few years of it, and there's marathons of it.
Yeah.
And talk about lucking into
One of my son's favorite movies. By
Well,
the way.
Favreau, John.
You have a son?
Will Favreau.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Will Ferrell basically, with a magic finger, made me all this money. He said to Favreau, "Artie, be good for this. I did a movie with him. I did a couple of, and he makes me God knows how much money just from that alone."
But they stopped coming.
Yeah, I gotta call my agent.
I wonder why that happened.
Because the anti-Italian sentiment. By the way, Joe, I have to agree with you. I told you I saw you on Red Eye with Shalhoub, and I like Tom Shalhoub, and you're good on that show, man. You're really good. And but you said something that's so right. My Italian mother, pro-Trump. There's nothing my Italian mother. Trump could do anything. My mother loves him.
Oh yeah, I can't. I went at it with my mom for a day, back and forth text, and
You
she
said
just.
that on the show. You said it's Italian women, right? It's like it's almost all my aunts.
Well, I just did a gig in D.C. that was for this NIAF, this Italian organization.
Right. Well, is that what you sent me pictures of?
Yeah, there was like
It was like our Al Smith dinner.
2,000 Italian people, and it was very Trumped out.
Well, sure.
Trump.
Oh, all my cousins are construction guys. They all fucking.
These were people that live in Italy. They were more first generation Italians. They were way different than
Right.
New Jersey Italians,
Yeah.
which I realized halfway through my set when I started shitting.
Did you
on-
do well?
I did well for 10 minutes, and then I did not so well for about 6 or 7 at the end when I started doing the jokes, making fun of my grandma. Like the jokes that do the fucking best jokes.
Right.
You even like the one joke about my my racist grandmother.
They're all good.
How they should have done that show Jersey Shore. Should have been all old Italian grandmoms.
Yeah, I love that.
They
got mad. They got
But
offended.
with one black guy in the house, that was the
Oh,
joke.
it's
And
fucking
the
great.
show should be called "Did She Just Call Me Colored?"
Yeah, it's fucking great. They were offended by that?
I could feel it because they were from Italy. They were like, "Whoa, what's he making fun of? His grandma, mom."
I always told you I'd change one word in that bet.
What?
The last one. Bob Golub saw it. You weren't here for that bit. One day we were on the show. Bob Golub claims that he improvised. He says on the score in Goodfellas, he goes, "Can you believe it's 2 niggers just stole my truck?"
Yeah.
He claims that it was just 2 guys just stole my truck, and he improvised it. Niggers. He put it in. And Scorsese goes, and he fucking loved it. He loved it. He goes, keep it in there. He would say that, and it's in the movie, and he's all proud of it. And we started thinking if Bob Golub went back and punched up every classic. The N word is he crowbars into every lane. And so, It's a Wonderful Life. Hey, Daddy, look, that's right. Every time an angel, every time you hear a bell, a nigger.
Nigger got his wing.
Oh no, Jaws! You're gonna need a bigger nigger.
Oh my god!
It's Bob Golub punching up Jaws. I just threw it out there, and Spielberg said that's great, and it rhymes too. You're gonna need a bigger nigger. By the way, our friend. What?
I was gonna say.
Again.
I was gonna be a fucking comedy blogger and say who was the director of Jaws.
Spielberg.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Scorsese. I'm sorry.
Scorsese was good, fellas.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought you
went
said
into-
Scorsese.
Nah, yeah,
again.
Spielberg. That's Spielberg's thing.
Right.
You want to see a good documentary about a movie? Holy shit! I don't know how he did that.
There's a documentary on Jaws.
It's on, dude.
Where is
you
that?
want to do yourself a fucking favor? You can Google it. I'm sure you can find it. It is fascinating.
I have an aunt that was in Jaws.
Who is
Really?
she?
I told you. She played the woman who's
Not the woman who gets eaten in the beginning?
No, the mother of the kid that gets
That slaps
killed.
him in the face?
Yeah.
No way, really?
That's my dad's aunt. So it'd be my
she was
great
excellent.
aunt.
She's a great actress.
She's been around a lot, though.
I think
I've
she was
seen
a
her.
local hire because she lived in
was.
Martha's
That's
Vineyard.
That's in the fucking
Is
documentary.
it?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
in the documentary.
They're the only artistic people that were in the whole Matarese family. My dad's aunt was married to this really good classical guitar player, and they lived in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, well, that's in the film. And
Really?
she goes, you still let people go swimming. Yeah, and the smack is amazing.
So that's how she got the part. She was just like a local person.
She looks
Yeah,
like
they-
a character actress that you see.
Well,
in
they
the
did a lot
70s.
of local hires
I wonder
because
what her name was. I don't even know her last name.
I think it was Cunty McShitball.
It was Merrill Matarese.
Cunty McShitballs.
Where'd that come from?
That's Louisa.
Look at the hot blonde over Barack Obama's, and look at the angry black chick over his right shoulder. Some of the people behind these guys, when Trump talks, there are sometimes there's like a Guido-looking 15-year-old kid with a flannel and braces. Sometimes, like that's the average look. And every time he says something like "Make America Great" or "The Wall," the kid just goes, "Fuck that fucking wall." Who's paying for the wall? And it's clear he's intoxicated by it. He does that. He drops the mic and just like walks around Trump, like, "Yeah, come on, give it to me, give it to me." Anderson Cooper trying to get a hard on with a chick. Yes, I mean, this looks like the most awkward thing ever, but it's entertaining because there's never been anything. This is just the most entertaining election ever. I don't know what I'm going to do without this.
I know.
I'm going to miss this. I get up and I put this shit on.
And Trump makes every day like
You're very happy. The Cubs won, right?
Huh?
Did the Cubs win?
They won.
They annihilated.
You're happy.
What's the score? What was the score?
You know this.
It's still going on, but it's
I don't
8-2 in the top
No,
of the ninth.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, Dan tries to win.
Tries
You
to
know the
pretend he's
score.
listening.
That's
I'm
right.
looking
Just
up.
checking.
I'm trying to look up Joe's aunt.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Oh,
Did
why
the
not?
Cubs
That's a
win?
good idea.
Well, you could probably find that woman's name easy. It's one of the biggest movies ever. So by the way, I did Opie's show today. That's a friendly
How was it? That's when he just moved to the afternoons, right?
And
Yeah.
Jim left the show, right?
Vic Henley was there.
Wait, Jim left or he's doing mornings?
Jim went to mornings.
Got another
Right.
his own
Yeah,
show, right?
yeah. Jim likes the morning gig. That's the difference.
so
He always-
strange.
He always liked that. Yeah, because when I saw him when I was on Stern, I go, "How the fuck do you do?" He'd be at the cellar doing spots. How do you do that? And he goes, I guess something called discipline. I have to look that up. On a Tuesday night, I don't have 18 shots of Rumpelmans.
And speaking of Jim, you, Artie, Jim Norton, and Anthony Cumia, you're gonna be on my live podcast at the Village Underground
That's
on
right.
December 13th.
That's right.
No,
And so how many more do we have? So I have to do your show and then I'm doing this?
I guess.
Mine's only a 20-minute
that's gonna be-
25-minute segment that you'll be on with Norton and Cumia at the
What
same
is
time.
what is the topic?
I don't know yet. It's week to week.
It's your website, right? I know it's your regular podcast. I mean,
Yeah, but now I do it more of a talk show format. I have a band. I do a monologue
wow.
at the
You
beginning.
you have a band.
I'm gonna bring a band for
What
this one.
band?
I haven't booked the band yet. I have an idea. Friends of
Do you
mine.
know
have a
any
band.
bands?
I have a friend. Friends of mine want to do it,
Yeah,
but they haven't played together since like
You
college.
talk about great Italians. How about Benny Button and the Boston Shorts?
Do you know any bands? Maybe a good accordion
Benny Button
player.
and the Boston Shorts. You get, for 4 Boston Shorts, it's 100 each. If you get 3 Boston Shorts, it's only 80. I don't know. I mean, look, that's a tough thing. You got to make. I did that with. I played the Tower Theater a few New Year's Eves in a row. Did you ever do that with me? The Tower.
Once.
Okay. I had the genius idea of at midnight I'll have a band because I was afraid that we were going to yell drunk and shit and to play You Shook Me All Night Long. It's very difficult with a band, man. You got 4 guys who can't make the bus, who's drunk, who has to get the fucking... That's why these promoters now go, these fucking DJ Tiesto guys, it's great. It's one guy with a laptop. You don't have to deal with Keith Richards not getting to the fucking plane.
Yeah.
And these guys sell 80,000 tickets. DJ Tiesto, he's got a laptop. We used to yell out like guitar solos. What do you yell? Check your emails.
I don't even know who that
Hit
is.
the space bar.
Juskow, do you know who that is?
No.
I don't know who it is either.
He's a big billboard.
He's
though.
It's a big DJ.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys that are like Swedish DJs, DJ Tiesto.
He sells out like Madison Square Garden.
Really? Just spinning records.
It's amazing, right?
Basically, yeah, it's like he's hitting the space bar. That's what he's doing, and he gets like $1 million a show.
You know, on the sequel to Full House,
Look at
Fuller
these two.
House, Stephanie Tanner is a DJ like that in the show. Thought I'd mention that.
Wow.
Maybe I don't have a band.
Dan, cut that out.
I have a DJ.
Okay, so Mario, what's his name, Bosco? You're gonna love this.
That's
Dave.
a shame, Artie.
Dave, you're gonna love this. He sent an angry email because he said that a network executive at NBC who likes him heard the show and found out that he was making fun of a gay guy because I do a character called Flimsy Greenberg, and Flimsy Greenberg is a gay NBC executive, And he thought he was making fun of gay guys, so the guy won't talk to him anymore, and he thinks it's going to hurt his career. So Mario goes, "This hurt me bad, Art." So and Dan is so dramatic. He's like, Mario called. Like, what are you so upset about? What are you so upset about?
This hurt me bad, Art.
Why are you so upset?
I wasn't upset.
That's a good
You make me
impression.
nervous.
I printed it out so you can see it.
Bad news about Mario.
Some motherfucker got my website. I don't know what the fuck to do about it.
He does the pout. He learned how to get stuff from his mother probably when he was 3. If you say, no, you can't come to Caroline's. I call it the giddy pout. I'm like, no, you're not with your mom, dicklick.
Vinny Monroy wrote me some jokes. They'll be fine. I'll just fucking read them. You fucking.
Vinny Monroy. Vinny Monroy wrote him jokes.
I'll read them off the phone.
They're jokes that if you read them well would.
Fucking read them off the phone.
If you read them well, they would bomb. He messed everyone up. So we do a thing where he's mad at us because of Mount Boredom, you know. I used to call him like he was like a volcano of boredom erupting when he talks. And so we have a
That's why he's mad.
Play the sound effect. So whenever he talks, we play Mount Boredom. Yeah, no, he's mad about this. Absolutely.
Oh.
Like Mount Boredom's erupting. Like he'll start doing his plugs. I'm gonna be in Elmira. Get do it, Dave.
Yeah, that's not. Come on, Dan. Don't fucking do that.
It's violent today.
No, because. Come on, I'm gonna be at the Barnes and Noble. You know, Myra.
I know,
Come on,
Myra.
Dan, come on, knock
He
it
kept
off.
saying nobles.
Noble.
Barnes and
Barnes
Nobles.
and Nobles.
I said, when did that become plural?
I'm also at the San Gennaro, be selling chocolates.
People are so delusional. This hurt me bad, Art. This hurt you. What are you talking about?
Bad for my career.
What career?
Listen, I got a career. I got that Christmas show.
I think he set up a table at Barnes and Nobles and he didn't tell the story he's coming. That's what happens. You got to be real quick. He just runs in with a fucking fold-out table. Come on. Security's like, what are you doing again with you? Did you pick another store besides Elmira? He's always in Elmira.
Oh.
I said, Dan, is Mario available? No, he's out of town. He's in Elmira. And then Boschetti. Boschetti's another one. He got hostile. Who you, Fred Travelina? Everybody. And then Howard Cosell said,
Okay, hello, Artie Lang. What a pleasant surprise. The New York Giants
I did the
against the
lamest,
Green Bay Packers.
I did the lamest joke about Cosell when I first started, when people still knew who he was. I said, parking spots in New York City come up so quick, you'll miss them in a second. And the only way to get a spot is you need Howard Cosell riding shotgun. Like, coming up on 38th Street, making a right off, right there!
I had a bad Cosell bit when I started.
I mean,
Did you have one?
That's how long we're
Juskow?
doing it. That's how long we've been doing
No,
it.
I
People
just-
knew who Howard Cosell was when we started.
For me and Art, I just do whatever he said in The Odd Couple. And then name drone.
Oh, that's it. He goes, when a gifted sports writer met a gifted photographer, I wish you all a farewell, to quote John Keats in his final letter to Fanny Braun. Fanny Braun. Good night, sweet prince. I can never gracefully bow. And then he just leaves. By the way, Younger, your apartment is furnished in questionable taste.
By the way, Younger, your apartment is furnished. You know what? When we did it live, you know, on when we did the that episode with Howard Cosell when he was on the
At
with
Catch
the
Rising
Inane Drone.
Star,
yeah. Tom Shalhoub played Howard Cosell.
I didn't do it back in 1996.
Yeah, you didn't see that.
I
one.
was at the show. I wasn't in it.
No. I'm saying Tom Shalhoub played Howard Cosell.
He was in that show?
We did another one with that one in the Flying Felix, the one who was on the airplane.
To what? We did 2 episodes. We did Password?
That was at the Catch Rising Star, but then we did it again off Broadway.
When?
In 1999.
Oh, I wasn't there for that one.
No, and Tom Shalhoub played Howard Cosell.
I had moved on.
And we did that scene. He was like, I know all the players' names by heart. Listen, you know, and he's like, number 56. Remember how he rattles off all the Giants' names by heart?
Yeah.
So Tom Shalhoub couldn't remember all the names. So we have Bob Greenberg playing that little Cub Scout that's there.
Flimsy Greener?
And then Tom Shalhoub's like, just look over there for a minute.
Isn't that kid fucking Leaf Garrett? Isn't that?
No, I don't think the Cub Scout was Leaf Garrett.
Leaf Garrett is.
It was just
future
something-
heroin actors on the Odd Couple.
Remember, he goes, "We have a special guest here," and remember, he does like, and Staubach takes the ball and he runs back.
Is that Mario?
Staubach takes the ball and he runs back.
Oh, wait, here, look at this. Well, let's see if we can do some jokes. This is the Al Smith. This guy got tracheotomy. Oh, I hate this. I hate guy.
Now get out of the ladies' dressing room.
That's how Al Smith talks.
He really did get a tracheotomy.
Wait, what? I don't understand. What?
Look at how close they're sitting. Oh, I just they were showing clips of how much cock does Cooper suck. Man?
Jesus, Artie, I can't even fucking believe it.
So Mario Bosco is very upset because this hurt me bad, Art.
This hurt me real bad, Art. You don't understand how it is.
I
No,
think-
because this is gonna hurt. It's gonna affect my entire career.
Would your feelings be hurt if I asked you to stop doing the Mario Bosco?
No, I can't. I like doing it.
It's a good impression.
If I told you it was good for a while. Did you want to say something? You were saying something about the Cosell thing. What was your Cosell thing?
Oh God, it was just.
Did you want to tell it or not?
No,
Okay.
I could tell it.
But
I
I'm just
could
saying
tell
how
it.
long we've been doing this.
This-
for.
this-
I mean, you
this-
couldn't do it now.
Mine was I had an Italian Guido friends in South Jersey that would say dumb shit, and the premise was that my one really Guidoed out friend goes, "Dude, they should bring Cosell back to do plays," and I go, "Dude, he's got Parkinson's and Alzheimer's." I go, "I don't think that will work so well."
And Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's. I go, I'm trying to remember the joke. It was like, back for the kick. Bye, Seka Hammer. I don't know. He's down. Ali is down. Like, that was the joke.
Well, that was a classic line with a down goes Frazier.
Yeah,
down
yeah.
goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Maybe that's what I should have said. I said
like when
Ali
he got-
is down.
When he would get really.
Remember when Ali did get knocked down,
That
though?
was Frazier you're talking about. Down goes Frazier is the clip you're thinking.
That's a
Right.
famous saying, sure, from Cosell, but I think
Ali got knocked out by Frazier in the first fight.
when he got his jaw
Yeah,
broken.
yeah. But that was, I don't think Cosell yelled it out like that. Maybe he did. But in the last round, fucking Frazier won that fight, too. People forget that. All the shit Ali spoke, and Frazier hits him with the best punch maybe in the history of boxing. Like, he was off his feet, Ali.
Is this true? That's my brother had told me this, that for a while there, towards the end of Frazier's life, he still hated Ali,
Oh,
and that his
absolutely.
outgoing voice message used to say,
Yeah.
"I can fly like a butt." Is this true? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, there's a documentary on Joe Frazier, too,
Right.
that covers this whole thing. Yeah, he's like, but he makes fun of his Alzheimer's.
Right, because of you, but you
Wow.
can't talk because of me.
Right, exactly. It's really bitter, and I mean, because Ali was worth $80 million living in like an enclosure penthouse, and you cut Frazier's living above a gym in Philly.
North Philly.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so. He would come on Howard. I got a picture of Joe Frazier. He's one of the few guys I asked for a picture. Was Smoking Joe, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to be racist. You can't understand a word the guy said. Not a word.
Well, that's not being racist. That's just from boxing.
Yeah, but some people say you're being racist. I'm like, calm down, people. You can't do a black accent. Like, what's a black accent? Like, just shut up.
I think they still play clips of him on the show.
He said, I came out like this. He starts punching. He started punching.
like Robin.
I got you this, and I want to fuck Robin. Right. He always wanted to fuck Robin. You know what he thought was the funniest thing ever? That he laughed at this harder than anybody for some reason. A guy, it shows you how like the male, how racist like people can be. A letter was addressed. It's all it said on the front of the letter was, "The nigger quivers, New York," and it got to the show.
Oh my God!
I remember that.
It got delivered. The fucking post office, but that goes to Stern. Wow. It said, "The nigger quivers, New York, New York." Really? It didn't have the zip code on it. I go, that's Stern. And Joe Frazier, that was the funniest thing ever. Or James Brown came on once, and the cleaning lady, this old black woman, loved him. And Howard said, "Well, you sit next to James Brown, say something nice to him." "Well, Howard, I want to say this." And he's right next to her. I read in a book that they said James was brain damaged because of his birth. And I want to say something. I talked to him. He's not brain damaged. And then there's a pause, and James Brown goes, "Thank you, honey." That was the nicest things you could say about it. I'd say something nice to her. You're not brain damaged. Thank you, honey.
Shit.
Oh, the African Americans. Here's a PC fucking commercial, the Optimum thing. Notice the white guy is the idiot in every commercial, and they go around like a lazy Susan of the Rainbow Coalition. The fucking hero in the first one is an Asian woman who developed a website. The white guy's an idiot. The next one is a tall woman who's clearly gay. She wins the day. Next guy's a black guy. Wins the day. The white guy's an idiot. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta switch to Optimum because I was waiting for the volcano there.
Well, yeah. Well, no. With you, it's all right. We should tell Mario. You know, when Dave does you, there's no volcano.
I like doing the accent. It's kind of fun. Like,
all right, calm down.
Sorry.
Jesus. You are so cocky. It's becoming your website. No, your fucking podcast. On Dave's podcast, he just brags about how good he does impressions.
yeah.
I gotta say, my Abe
one.
Pagoda is getting great.
It was getting good.
Well, you said that alone to yourself.
Yeah, it's just in my bedroom.
I've got to say, my Abe Pagoda is kicking ass.
My Mario Bosco's pretty good too.
You're going back to that well.
I can't help it.
It was fun at that Italian dinner. They did one of it was like the Italian Oscars. And they did the memoriam.
Yeah.
And Abe Vigoda was first.
But he's Jewish.
You sure?
Yeah, because I went to his funeral.
He's not half Jewish. Yeah.
No, he was
Italian
completely
name.
Jewish.
Why'd you go to his funeral?
I went with Gilbert and Jeff.
Why?
I don't know.
He's not Jewish.
He's not
It
Jewish.
came up. Why would they have him in the
It
Italian
was at a
memoriam?
temple.
Well, I don't know.
Look it up.
Maybe he's half and half. I don't know.
Maybe
He could be either one.
converted for like maybe married a Jew broad. He converted.
Jew broad fights Dracula. He did me a solid at that You Hefner roast, man. I told a joke that was going to kind of bomb, and they cut to his face, and he made a face. I said that Ice-T was there, and I said he was a pimp, and he Patty Hearst made him $300 in the coat room, and Abe Vigoda said it was the best $300 he ever spent. It got like a little bit of they cut to Abe Vigoda's face, and he made it look like he just got a blowjob. It got like huge laughs into an applause break. So the next day Howard's playing, and I'm worried about that fucking. And all he hears is the audio. He goes, "Wow, you're killing." Vigoda just helped me out. Like I hugged him at the after party. He was like. And Ice-T just didn't give a shit what you said about him.
He just died this year, huh? It seems like that guy seemed dead for the last 15 years.
Yeah,
You're
that was
right.
the joke.
I asked Ice-T at the after party, what kind of rapper are you? He goes, West Coast. West Coast. And then I said, I got drunk. I can't believe I was busting balls with Ice-T. I said his wife with the big ass was there. And I said, I read in a National Enquirer that the butt implants. On your wife, and he goes, I'd have blown them out already. He's like fun to get drunk with. Yeah, West Coast.
West Coast.
Feels like my head wants to bust open. Look at this dick. These fruits. Okay, and then the Electoral College. If Trump gets 30 votes, that's all he does for 2 fucking years. Have elections always been this long? It's 2 fucking years of this shit.
It's 2 years.
Oh. Trump comes down the fucking escalator.
And that's it's all bullshit. It's all nobody really knows how anybody's going to vote.
First of all, what they're worried about, what Clinton's worried about, is there's all these Trump people who just don't answer the polls.
They don't answer the polls, and they're afraid to say it because
they're going to
people bite their heads off.
They're going to come out in droves.
Yep, that's right.
Every Teamster, that crashing show, every Teamster, every fucking key grip, every guy who wasn't a creative person was pro-Trump and vocal about it. One guy got fired from the Tina Fey show because
he was pro-Trump.
Yeah, because the liberals in show business.
Yeah, they fired him.
Artie, at the tailgate on Sunday, there's some Russian guy came to our tailgate.
Well, I see the slides of this at the show.
I think there were slides. Anyway, the guy goes, he's a heavy Trump supporter. Obviously, I guess all the Russian people are. So he's a heavy Trump. He goes, look, so I'm telling you, I ran the numbers. It all adds up. He's going to win by a landslide.
I ran the numbers.
That's what he said. I ran the numbers.
You mean he runs numbers from the bottom?
No.
Did you hear Gaffigan came out with some video being pro-Trump in the last day?
What? No.
Yeah,
Has Gaffigan lost his mind?
Someone told me there's a video that just came out with Gaffigan being pro-Trump.
But you're positive it's not a joke?
I'm told it was serious,
Well, I mean,
but this guy could be
I'm
wrong.
pro-Trump.
But he made a video and he's catching a lot of hell in showbiz, like that it was a bad career move.
No, the bad career move was canceling your show. He stopped
Because of
doing
his
it.
wife, right?
Is that true?
Wait, he stopped doing.
He wanted to spend
the
time with his
TV Land
kids.
show.
Yeah, he stopped doing it. It was
Yeah,
his decision.
he decided to stop. That's never been
Who
done in the
did that
history
show?
of television.
Did you do that? Well, I've done 2 episodes of it, and his wife runs that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I said, Jim, we're guys. I mean, your wife, you got to be away from your woman a little while because you get. And he goes, don't you do stand up? And I go, he goes, yeah, I got a full road schedule. I go, well, there. He goes, no, she opens for me. You got to get away from a woman.
I didn't know he canceled his own show. That's insane.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I didn't hear about that. I thought it was very successful too.
Well, no, but what's weird about what you just said is he was on Bill Maher a couple of months ago, and I'm busting balls. I've always been friendly with Jim, but what's weird about that is he was on Bill Maher actually going like, have you met anybody who's for Trump? I've never met anybody for, like, goofing on people who could be for him.
Oh, really?
Which is what makes that makes no sense.
I gotta look it up when you.
Well, is he goofing on it?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
It might be like an ironic thing.
A comedian friend told me it today, but he could be fucking some clueless guy that just didn't get it.
Well, who was it?
This comic that I know.
Oh,
you don't know.
You don't want to say his name?
No, he's Paul Spratt. I'll say his name. He opens for me.
That
on the road. He opens for me a lot, and that's what he told me.
Do you think he's a not a guy who wouldn't get it?
No, he's
Does he
smart.
get irony?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that could be it because Bill Maher's show, he was almost goofing on people that vote for Trump.
This guy, Paul, actually
Dan, you have
said
a laptop, right? If you could pry yourself away from the Cubs score.
Paul actually said to me.
Well, it says Jim Gaffigan, who's a Democrat,
Right.
said you should listen to Trump supporters. But he grew up this one.
Well, a lot of Democrats are worried that this.
He laments that there's no dialogue between Trump and Clinton supporters, and he wants Democrats to listen to Trump supporters.
Can I get to, when do these entertainers become fucking geniuses with politics? Like, what made him become? Does he want attention? Like, why are we listening to him? Why does Ashton Kutcher tell me who to vote for? That gets Republicans fucking elected. Nobody in Indiana wants Ashton Kutcher to say, hey, you're dumb.
Springsteen's been doing it a lot.
Springsteen does it all the time. It's the worst. I mean, I love him to death, but it's like, look, play Bobby Jean for Christ's sakes.
At least with the musicians, you can see where they're coming from because they talk about that kind of stuff and they give you.
Waiting for your bill.
The actors. I'm
Play
not so
listen,
sure.
babe. Okay, yeah, he's playing fucking Bobby Jean over here. I got Springsteen's on the stump like Will Rogers. And I mean, listen, I paid it's $400 for a goddamn last row seat. How about some Backstreet, sir? Yeah, I'd love to know your economic policy, Bruce. But first, can I get a little Rosalita for the fucking boys back home?
I just want to say to those people, we're gonna.
It's on invitation night.
Yeah, literally, it is like.
And if you're gonna vote for Trump, I mean that's your choice. But the thing is,
Who's this?
Is this Mario?
Is that Rick Springfield? I cut to Dave's podcast. My Bruce is getting great.
If you're doing anything on December 13th, you might want to go see the football show that Dave Juskow does.
The worst was, like, you remember in the late 80s, they were all Springsteen cover bands. There was a band called Badlands. And the lead singer would put the bandana on. You wanted to strangle him. I felt like going to the reason people don't like Springsteen is because people like you. Just sit the fuck down. So we were at Seton Hall, a bar that was next to Seton Hall. And it was right after they went to the Final Four. And he would do not only the songs, the raps in between. So he would go, I hear you got a good basketball team.
They would do the talk.
He would do the raps like, the trickle-down theory. It's not trickling down. But shut up!
I was driving down.
You're in the way of the jukebox.
Turnpike in my car, and I got pulled over. I said, a lot of times.
Holy Christ.
They're called raps.
Yeah, well, that way, the Springsteen rap.
I've heard they were called. What was the other? There's another word for when they like talk in between their songs.
Faggot speech?
Well, that's why you got to love the Ramones. They would
Is that
just go, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Ramones,
boom.
Dee Dee Ramone is on meth just going, okay. Every Ramones visual, too, is the same thing as Dee Dee Ramone. Like, okay, what do we got? Let's keep on.
They never had any banter in between. They don't have time for nonsense.
Isn't it called patter?
Well,
Patter? Is that what it's called?
yeah, I guess around the fucking bathhouse.
I don't really know.
I would like to, in between songs, I'd like to get you with some patter.
Have you ever?
Let's see what's in the pancake patter.
Have you ever had like where like people try to get you to like do a favor for how you know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean? Sexual favor?
No, like one of my sons
Like doing a football show.
one of my
Exactly.
one of my son's friends' parents
Yeah.
sends me an email randomly like a month ago. Hey, my son is like a guitar player,
Yeah.
and we love Springsteen, and he loves Springsteen.
Right.
We're going to the concert in New Jersey on Saturday, and could you anyway? I don't know who you know, but we would love to get our son on stage. I swear to God, to sing with Bruce.
You're kidding.
I swear to God. So of course I send Tim Sullivan a message.
You should have said.
And Tim doesn't even.
You should have absolutely.
But this is the I saw her today, the mom, and I go, just I hope you take this as a joke. I go, the only way your son was going to get on stage with Bruce is if he had about 3 days to live.
Even that it's questionable.
I go, he's not. Yeah, even that. She goes,
And he's black.
She goes, I also wanted him to walk me down the aisle, and I sent him a letter that he could walk me down the aisle at my wedding. I was like, Jesus, you really think this shit's gonna happen?
Bruce isn't available. But you know who is? Clarence Clemens' dead body. You feel free to dig it up.
Well, there was a favor. Remember that song when he had "You're a Friend of Mine" and he had Bruce on? Now that's the favor, Colin.
Oh, big time.
Remember he had that solo album.
That's like saying,
Hey, folks.
my friend is a big Cubs fan, Dan. In the World Series Game 1, can he play second?
By the way, the Cubs.
I mean, what the
have
fuck? I mean, come on. I mean, get on stage and dance with him.
ridiculous. Not even dance. He wanted to play with him.
Can you? Can you get my cousin? Can he be the relief pitcher? Can he come in the seventh? And
Hey, everybody, I'm gonna for this next
Bruce
song.
wasn't on that song, was he?
He came in on the
No, that
video.
was Jackson Brown, wasn't it?
Oh my God, you're right. It was Jackson Brown. That was
Right,
the
'cause
joke.
Bruce
that
wouldn't
he wouldn't
do it.
do it.
Bruce
That's
wouldn't do
right. He had to get Jackson Brown.
Right.
You're so fucking right. I forgot about that. That's even worse.
I'm gonna bring up everybody that asked for a favor.
Oh my God.
I got about 700 people coming up. Come on, everybody.
Oh, that was so embarrassing. That's right.
talk about a ripoff. I went to a show once. Yeah, he brought his haberdasher up, his tailor.
No.
Sang Thunder Road. I'm
Come
like, hey,
on.
Bruce, how about a fucking few dollars back? Huh?
You're joking, right?
I'm not joking. I was joking when I told you I'd do the football show.
Shut up.
I thought, by the way, I thought I was committing to a 15-minute set. It's 4 shows. Like the fucking.
It's one a month.
Yeah. Okay, 4 months.
Just for 4 months.
Well, listen.
My favorite, Joe, is on Fridays when Dave calls me and said, listen, can you make sure Artie does his picks, please?
Well,
I know. I realized I sent you my last picks in after the games happened.
I know, but I had a feeling you didn't even know what was going on.
I don't. I'm trying to text it. I can't see the letters.
I know. I did the best I could.
Just
to make
give it. Send it to
easy.
Dan, and Dan will do the pick.
But he was away. He was away.
I could see.
You, will he get texts in Chicago?
I could see people coming out to see you guys just talk over Monday Night Football. Like that'd be fun.
We thought about doing
At
that.
least they'll come to watch the game too. You put it on the screen and you just fucking rip on it.
I would love to leave my comfortable couch to make $50.
Why would you only make $50 though?
That's what he's paying.
That's what I gave him, $50.
Here it is.
I don't
right
make
here.
it even. No,
By the way, I have to pay for his Uber later, so I'm just gonna give it right back to him.
I don't have to.
Why don't you make any money at the club, Dave?
I only charge $5.
I got a
Not
feeling
that many
he's
people
cooking the
show
books.
up.
He's cooking the books.
We Facebook it live.
How
so-
could no one show up at 6:30
Well,
on a Tuesday?
that's the issue. It's funny. I was talking to Noam, the owner of the Celery. He goes, "Well, why don't we make it later?" I'm like, "There was nothing available." I'm like,
Noam called me up. I'm doing his radio show.
Maybe you should call him as Mario Bosco and ask.
No, call him as Abe Pagoda.
"Listen, I'd like perhaps there's another time."
What is that? That's Jackie Mason.
Shit.
Call him
Your
as.
Abe Pagoda's. Maybe that's why you think he's
the problem.
Jewish. You've been
Call
doing
him
the
as-
wrong impression.
He's the son of Jewish parents.
So that makes him Jewish.
Is he really?
He's the son of Jewish parents, so he's Jewish.
Half of the people in The Godfather were Jewish,
Why is his last name Pagoda?
just so he could be in The Godfather.
You want to be in Auschwitz?
There you go. It's true. Everybody
I'll sum it up
changed
for
their
you.
names back then.
Let me explain it to you. Vagoda, you're on the dais with a Hefner roast. Shapperstein, you're in the fucking oven. What would you go with? You are who? Abe Shapperstein or Abe Vagoda? There's 2 lines over there. Okay, Vagoda, go on that line. Yeah. Why was your brother was Shapperstein?
As boring as this is, it's more fun than my regular life.
Joe, Matarese, what are your plugs, baby? We got December 13th coming up. We're going to do that's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, that'll be fun. They can go, I guess, to joematarese.com and buy tickets to that one with you, Jim Norton, and Anthony Cumia.
By the way, somebody tweeted me. They found the What's So Funny with me, you, and Norton from 2005.
That's on YouTube.
Okay. Someone tweets you that every once in a while. The most insanely interesting thing about that tape is how different Jim Norton looks. Jim Norton basically, I give him credit. He went to the gym and changed his body style.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, how different he looks in that?
Oh, yeah, he was fat in that.
Joe had this great idea. It's similar to his podcast in 2005. He said, well, me and Norton, he thought of the 2 most fucked up comics he could think of. And we both did sets at Caroline's. This is like 2005, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Joe would analyze us after our set.
Well,
So,
I would with a doctor. There was a doctor
with
up
the
there,
shrink,
too.
yeah. Who's your cousin?
Yeah.
The weak link in the thing. Not a performer. But Jimmy Norton looks like, what did Patrice had a joke about Norton. Jim Norton's body style is whatever container you could pour him into or something. I'm fucking like in other words, like he's soft and he just smushes.
Well, he had a lot of jokes even that night about how gross his body is.
Well, he became like that's hard to do. He changes. He looks in shape and he's way better looking now. Even So you're not giving it up for him here.
That also aired on Howard TV.
It did. I made sure of it because I liked it. It was What's So Funny. And
Shuley actually once called me and said we should do more of those on Howard 101. Never happened.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things don't come to fruition that Shuley produces. But Shuley Hagar, I love Shuley.
Chili's cool.
So is it just?
So I wanted to plug this weekend's gig. Is here this new club that just opened called Ha in Yonkers.
Is that the same people from the Ha in L.A.? Ha on West 46th Street.
I think it kind of is.
There was a Ha on West 46th Street.
Yeah, 46.
That's right.
I think it is the same owner. He opened a club in this Ridge Hill Mall. It's this real nice mall. It's literally like 7 minutes from my house. So I got a lot of friends and family coming out to this one this weekend. But I'm trying to pack it 2 nights, Friday, Saturday.
Where is it again? Oh, Yonkers.
It's in Yonkers, but Yonkers is huge. So it has a really shitty side and has a really nice side. And this is on the nicer side of town.
That shitty side's one of the shittiest places on the planet.
It's horrendous.
Do you remember the club in New Rochelle, New Rock City?
Yeah, it's near my house.
Okay. Is it still open, that club? It is?
It's a bowling alley.
Okay. You were on stage at that club.
There was a comedy club in there?
There was a comedy club in there.
No.
Okay, this was great about it. It was a Stuttering John gig, and it was me and DePaulo. When you're on stage, you heard the Donkey Kong machine. Like a beep, 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 beep. And you heard kids selling Molly to each other. Like, beep, 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 beep. Where's the money for the rest of the lid? Beep, beep, beep. I used to say to John, Puerto Rican and Danish, and his entire life smelled like diapers. His house, his children, his car. And I would say, John, did you get any of the Danish? Any of the Danish. He had bottles of piss by his computer in his apartment on West 14th Street.
What?
Because he didn't want to get up. He was too lazy to get up. I said, my father was a quadriplegic. He walked to the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And he would always miss, so the keyboard was all sticky.
Come on.
But John, come on, Artie.
God.
Like people, like everybody goes to, like you go to the bathroom to piss all the time.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Shut up. Oh, that fucking dirtbag. And we would go gigs across country. He would get what's that? There's no first class. But it's cheap.
Oh, Southwest?
No, it's like it's got a line. Anyway,
People's Express.
No, what 1911?
Frontier.
People's Express.
Frontier's one of those
The
cheap
Wright
ones.
brothers. No, you got JetBlue.
JetBlue. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And
They're not cheap anymore. They
really?
used to be when it first came around.
Well, listen. When you're making HBO fourth lead money, okay. John falls asleep. We're eating, and I'm in the middle of John and some guy because John booked the fucking thing. John still had the long hair. John nods off next to me. His hair's in my food.
Ew.
His hair's in my food.
my God.
And I would wake him up and say, "Oh, like your hair's never moved." Like your hair's never people with. Oh, like you're classier than me. Oh my God. Fucking dirtbag. God. Okay, what do we got, D? Let's go. That's my favorite. It's weird you said that. I used to imitate the Ramones. Every song.
You did?
Well, we got to watch everybody. Yeah, because Joey would always go, Joey, let's hit it. Okay, count us off. Didi always counted them off.
Oh, he was the one to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Didi counted off. What do they want?
That was their signature too. That's the funny
Well,
thing.
none of them could play an instrument.
Isn't that amazing?
Johnny Ramone stole Joey Ramone's fiance year one of the group. So the tension on stage.
Lasted forever.
Yeah, and they didn't play like big stages. They were on a stage like at CBGB was the size of this table.
Yeah.
And like, you're sitting, you're basically, your elbows touching the guy's fucking your wife. What are you doing?
You saw them live?
I saw him at CBGB.
I saw them
in
many
1983. I got
Yeah.
I'm the kid who owns. The first place I ever got a stand-up show where people booked me was the gallery next to CBGB's. The wife got that in the divorce, and she had comedy there, stand-up sometimes. And I went in, and me and Jimmy Palumbo drove in '92. We saw it in backstage. We actually bought the paper backstage. The technology, it's insane how it's changed. But I got a gig there, and I met a kid who was, I don't know if I should say who he is. He was very high up in the management of CBGB, and he got me coke. He got coke from Didi Ramone one night, and he gave me rock star cocaine. Now I know why he died young. I did 2 lines. I walked. CBGB's was on Bleecker and 3rd. I walked to the Port Authority to catch the late bus in like 10 minutes.
Oh, man.
Like pharmaceutical grade Didi Ramone cocaine. I was hitting my fire with my hand. Like I was flailing. Every time I saw a homeless person, I would stop and tell them about a script I'm writing. So anyways, so I play God's son. It's like Tony's Ark, but I'm an Italian guy. Yeah, 2 lines. I walked 10 minutes to Port Authority. Wow. I was early. I'd have to sleep on the floor till 5 a.m. for the first time. Yeah, so...
I saw I saw them many times, but the one time I saw him when Joey was on
You
Howard.
saw the Ramones a lot?
Yeah, I actually saw them like 10 times.
Really?
Where?
CBGB's also...
You saw them at CBI? I saw 2 bands, them and Ice-T, Cop Killer. Oh. A friend took me.
But I also saw Joey when Howard was like live somewhere once. He was doing
For the Channel 9? Joey was always on the Channel 9
No, not
show.
the Channel 9. Somewhere like at what was that place? The Horse Tavern? I can't remember. Like on 14th Street, and he had Joey.
Eagle Tavern?
The Eagle was that place we played comedy, which was hard.
No, I know, but that was on 14th Street.
Yeah, but
It's still open, I think.
He was doing the show with Joey and everything, and that was when Deborah Harry, I think.
I think it was a live radio show,
Yeah,
but also
yeah.
for Channel 9.
Yeah, because we went in the morning and had drinks, and it was kind of fun. Seeing Joey was cool. He was the best.
Is that the whole story?
I really like
Following my walk to Port Authority on Blow?
He was the best.
It was
Maybe
very...
if I told it like this, I saw the Ramones.
How would Mario Cantone tell that story? But now I know
He
why...
sounds a lot like Marianne from Brooklyn.
Imagine counting off Blitzkrieg Blop after doing that fucking those lines of coke. That's what
Artie, a lot of people do cocaine. And
Do
they
your
don't
plugs
know
as
it.
Mario.
Listen, we got the football
That's
fucking
Mario
show.
Cantone.
Got the football show.
Now you're doing Mario Batali.
Now he's doing Paul Lynde.
When Fred Travelina actually had one very funny bit where he would go, "What if Paul Lynde played Fredo in The Godfather?" And we're like, "How come you were looked over?" I don't know. I guess I'm just different.
That's his.
That's Fred Travelina.
That's hilarious.
What a Pauline was Fredo. Why did they look you over? I don't know. I guess I'm just different. Remember the fucking Rip Taylor had that one joke about if Tuesday Weld married Frederick March's son, she'd be Tuesday March the 2nd. I could tell if my mother, you could tell my mother that joke 4,000 times in a row, she would laugh as hard. If my mother's ever depressed, like she's been sick, I do Rip Taylor telling that joke. She laughs every time. She would laugh through like pancreatic. Well, I don't want to say it. Yeah, you depressed? Tuesday, March the 2nd. I don't know. I guess I'm just different. What's he saying here? Now I'm curious. We're watching the Al Smith dinner. This fucking ne'er-do-well shit.
All I know is
where's his black wife?
Donald Trump should never have all white on like that. His face looks like a fucking tomato.
True.
It really is odd looking.
Yeah.
What are your plugs, Dave?
Just November 30th, December 13th, the last two football shows. I'm getting the Mario treatment.
What again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, blow your nose while I do the plugs.
I'm sorry again. What are they?
There's no way I'm falling for that again.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Well, actually, what we have is the. Well, I mean, if you want to get serious about it,
what is Maria Bartiromo behind her with those tits? Look at those tits on that broad. Are they financial chick? Look at her tits.
They're huge. I couldn't stop staring at them.
Oh, she is. Oh, she's fucking. Look at those gloves. You're gonna jerk off somebody in a suite. I was at the Waldorf Astoria once in a suite. It was the week Chris Farley hosted SNL, and Norm asked me to come help him.
Wow.
Keep an eye on him. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's one of the funniest things Norm's ever fucking said, man. Andy, he asked me at the after party, watch Farley. It was like a month before he died and a month after we finished Dirty Work. And I saw Farley go in the bathroom with Andy Dick for 5 minutes and come out. And Norm came back and said, hey, what's going on? I said, I just saw Farley go to the bathroom with Andy Dick. I said, there's only 2 reasons a guy goes to the bathroom with Andy Dick. And neither are good. Yeah. And Norm goes, without missing a beat, Norm goes, holy fuck, I hope he's high. The good news is he was high.
Is your color weird on your TV, or are they all wearing the same green jackets?
Well, every guy wears the same tuxedo.
But they look
They
green.
agreed on that style.
They look like they've all won the Masters.
What do you mean?
But
The same what? What are you talking about?
They're wearing green.
It does look like that now that you
No,
mentioned
that's
it.
Gail King is wearing green.
No, like Trump's jacket looks green.
He's right.
It does?
Can you see that?
It's for St. Patrick's
I see it
Day.
now, but it's only because you just mentioned it, and it's
My Italian buddies hated St. Patrick's Day. You have guys that hate the Irish so much they hated it. So
Oh yeah.
as a compromise,
All Italians.
As a compromise, I would wear a shirt with a picture of Lauren Green on it. That joke used to kill. Nobody knows who Lauren Green is anymore.
I'm gonna do that this year.
Don't fucking steal that joke.
I'm gonna wear it.
Do it as
I'm not
American.
gonna do the joke.
Okay, that's the joke, thoh.
You don't actually wear.
You're going to wear Lauren Green. Who's going to get that reference? All the millennial chicks you're going to hit on? A 28-year-old chick. Why is this funny? It's St. Patrick's Day. Look who's on the shirt. Why is this funny? Are you done with your plug shit, Dick?
December 20th, Good Christmas Carol at the Comedy Summit.
What's your website?
I don't have a website.
I know. I just asked that. You didn't steal your domain name like Mario? Does Mario want me to buy his a gay porn site bought his domain?
I want you to buy it for me.